All right, begin.
What's going on, y'all? So Megan Thee Stallion had the opportunity to grace the cover of Rolling Stone, and within that same opportunity, she also sat down and did an interview with them, and she went in depth into what happened to her relationship with Kelsey Nicole. Her and Kelsey Nicole were best friends. Kelsey was from the Houston area as well, and at one point in time, you didn't see Megan without seeing Kelsey, but Kelsey was a part of that fiasco that went down between Meg and Tory that night. Now, to just give those a bit of a backstory who may not be informed about this particular situation, Kelsey, Meg, and Tory went to Kylie Jenner's crib. They got in the pool, they were swimming around, having a good old time, listening to music. So when they left, an argument broke out when they got into the truck, right? And so basically the argument got so bad that Meg asked the driver to stop. She got out. She was prepared to find another way of transportation to her destination. Now, ultimately, Megan was convinced to get back into the truck by Kelsey or Tory. They said that they were right around the corner from where they needed to go, and there was no need for Meg to find another means of transportation at that particular point. Now, Meg proceeded to get back into the truck, but the argument continued, so Meg got back out of the truck, and this is what she said in regards to what happened next.
And all I hear is this man screaming, he said, dance, and he started shooting. And I'm just like, oh my God.
Now, during Meg's interview with Gayle King, she said that the reason why they were arguing was because she was ready to go and they weren't. Now, back in February of this year, Megan exposed text messages that came from Tory, and basically it looks like Tory was apologizing about what took place. Now, Tory responded on Twitter and said that Good D had him dealing with two best friends, meaning that he was smashing both Megan and Kelsey, and that was the reason why he apologized. Now, in this recent interview that Meg did with Rolling Stone, she detailed that the reason why she don't deal with Kelsey anymore is because Kelsey met up with Tory at a hotel 2 days after Tory allegedly shot her. And it says here, Megan's scars run deep. First, there was the grueling physical recovery. What nobody knows is I had to get the surgery the same night. I stayed in the hospital in California for maybe 4 days, she says. Then I was in New York for a while. Both of my legs wrapped up. I could not walk. I still have bullet fragments in my feet right now. I was very scared that I was not able to be Megan Thee Stallion no more, and I was blanked up. She began physical therapy in New York before traveling to Tampa, Florida, where she regained the ability to walk. The incident Megan implies was a betrayal on two fronts. Megan claims that Harris met with Lanez at a hotel less than 2 days after the shooting. I'm like, Kelsey, as my best friend, why would you meet up with the person you saw shoot your best friend? Megan tells me, she said, Megan, y'all wasn't answering my calls. My back was against the wall. I didn't know what to do. What the blank do you mean your back is against the wall? You're the only person in this situation that would clear this up for me. This girl told me out of her mouth, he told me, oh, thank you for not saying nothing. Now let me invest in your business. Let me do this. Let me do that. And all I know was from that day on, she never said nothing else about the whole situation online. Harris did not respond to a request for comment. Lane's representative did not respond on the record to a request for a comment on this allegation. As it stands, Megan will face Lanez in court when the case against him goes to trial in September. I want him to go to jail, Megan says plainly. I want him to go under the jail. Now, of course, Kelsey caught wind of this interview that Meg Thee Stallion did with Rolling Stone, and basically she took to Instagram and she said this.
If y'all not catching on to the social media games by now, then I don't know what to tell y'all. But you guys have to pay attention. Like, I knew this was going to happen. This is just the beginning, y'all. I know y'all want me to talk, but this is just the beginning. So, like, when it's my turn, just know I'm going to break everything the down, okay? And we're gonna see who really look bad in the end.
She also posted this to her Instagram story. She says, when people can't control you, they try to control how people view you. Gave y'all a heads up, LOL. Now, in my personal opinion, Tory Lanez was responding to Megan indirectly but directly with this post that he made to Instagram, and he said, shooting a video in Houston tomorrow, DM me or my brother at J Prince Jr. for details. I want to see all the slabs, all the bad B's, and all the Houston blank in its full entirety with laughing emojis, fire emojis, and champagne bottles emojis. Now, the reason why I say that I felt that Tory Lanez was indirectly responding to Megan is because I find it to be a coincidence that all of a sudden, as soon as this publication drops where Megan is talking about, what transpired that night between her and Tory Lanez, now all of a sudden Tory Lanez is shooting a music video in Houston. Now, I know that he could have had this planned a long time ago, but it doesn't really matter because the fact that you have this case going on with Megan and the fact that she's from Houston, I would think that Tory would be a bit reluctant to actually shoot a music video in the hometown of a person that you allegedly shot, just keeping it all the way real. Now, if this is true and Tory isn't trolling and he's really shooting a music video in Houston, this says a lot about Jay Prince and Jay Prince's son, because Jay Prince, he lives by morals, he lives by principles and things of that nature. Very strong man and very dangerous man. And the fact that he would allow his son to actually help facilitate Tory Lanez while Tory Lanez comes to Houston to shoot a music video just baffles me, because I think that because Megan is from Houston, that Jay Prince wouldn't allow his son to take part in such foolishness. Now, I know that Jay Prince Jr. is a grown man, but trust and believe me, if his father and Jay Prince say, hey, I don't want you working with Tory Lanez because of this mess that he has going on with Megan Thee Stallion, trust and believe that Jay Prince Jr. will detach himself from the situation and not deal with Tory Lanez. So it just tells me that maybe Jay Prince and Jay Prince Jr., they don't believe Megan's story. Now, as far as what Megan said about Kelsey actually betraying her and the fact that she said that Kelsey met up with Tory at a hotel 2 days after Tory allegedly shot her, let's say that that's all true, right? That is an act of betrayal on the part of Kelsey, because why would you meet Tory 2 days after he allegedly shot Megan? Like, I don't understand that position at all. And so maybe it's not true. And that's why Kelsey met with Tory. Maybe Megan is trying to get Kelsey to conform to her story, and maybe Kelsey is saying, no, I'm going to keep it real. This did not happen to you. Stop lying. Now, Megan said during her interview with Rolling Stone that Kelsey's excuse for meeting up with Tory is because Kelsey said that she couldn't get in contact with either of them, but you eventually got in contact with Tory Lanez and you met up with him at a hotel, which probably confirms what everybody has been saying the whole time, that you and Tory Lanez were intimate, and Megan Thee Stallion had a problem with that because she had feelings for Tory Lanez. I don't care what Megan says. I believe that she sat up there and lied to Gayle King and said that her and Tory were never intimate. I believe that they were on several occasions. And another point that I want to make about this situation is that it just sounds mighty funny that because you couldn't get in contact with Megan for 2 days after the alleged shooting took place, you resort to going to the hotel to shack up with Tory. Why not wait it out? To have a conversation with your so-called best friend. And to be honest, you had no business being at that hotel with Tory if you know, and if it's true, that Tory and Megan were in a full-blown relationship, right? So, what happened to just having a conversation on the phone if Tory wanted to speak to you about what happened, 2 days prior, So it just seems that Kelsey went to that hotel because she wanted to go to that hotel. You know what, y'all? Just to keep it all the way a buck, the moral of this story right here, the moral of this particular situation right here, somebody lying, right? And we're going to find out once they go to court, because I can't wait till this situation play out, because I think it's a lot deeper than we all think and know. But anyway, I'm gonna let this go right here. I want you guys to drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about this whole entire situation. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.